Sonic.EXE Outcome Memories is a game that I have covered in the past. This video is going to be a little different because one thing, it's not scripted and it's also not necessarily structured. In the private servers, Outcome Memories is just a completely different game. Recently, I got to see a little bit of Suture and also Granpa Jort because the devs joined and decided to do a little bit of trolling while I was streaming. So I thought it would be fun to go through and talk about each of the characters in the private servers and kind of do a quick little video without it being scripted. Now, I don't mind scripting my videos, but sometimes it is nice just to do a little bit of yapping. Okay, guys? So I just kind of wanted to make this because holy hell. I'm first going to talk about the killers that I have learned about a little bit in the private server, and then I'm going to talk about the survivors that I thought were just pretty fun to play and also very silly. Now, the thing about the killers is that they are either actually considerably balanced or they are stupid broken. So let's talk about Granpa Jort, who is apparently a newer character that the devs added, or they always had them in. And it doesn't really matter because Granpa Jort is insanely powerful. I had Romeo join my lobby, right? And this guy hits you instantly and you just fucking die. He does an insane amount of damage, and in his theme, it just loops the same theme over and over and over again until it drives you insane. And then I like that it randomly cuts out and then it will just loop again. And then it has like a horse neigh sound or something like that, and I'm like so I guess Jort is this like joke character that's just going to be reappearing because you can't forget you got Lil Jort, Big Jort, Grandpa Jort. They got a Jort family. Okay, they have Lil Jort baby cousin. It's a whole fucking mess of Jorts, right? It's just really funny to see. So you see a dev and they pull up with Granpa Jort. You might be thinking, oh, these other dev killers, you know, they might have Suture or they might have like other people. It's gonna be scary. No, watch out for Granpa Jort. All right, watch out for Granpa Jort. It's scary. Okay, so I just wanted to get one of the dev killers out of the way. I can't tell you guys about anything about Suture because I only saw him. He was fast and he hits hard. I mean, but you know, that's probably just a placeholder. They still have to add in abilities, but I don't know for sure. We did have Ross join, who is the creator of Suture, I believe. So the next killer I want to talk about is Chara. Now, Chara is actually interesting because I'm pretty sure that they have their own chase sequence. And they also have a few unique abilities that aren't incredibly broken. Usually, when I think server exclusives, I think like, oh, it's just going to be like these really strong characters with unfair abilities because, you know, it's just for fun. But that's actually not the case. I mean, it is for V1, but we'll get into that. Chara's a pretty unique case because Chara, they have two different passive abilities, one called No Mercy and one called Double Jump. So when the ring exit spawns, they will do 42 damage per hit instead of their usual, or somewhere around there. And also, Chara has a double jump, so for all those pesky Sonic mains, you can kind of psych them out, which I didn't realize that Chara had a double jump until somebody in chat told me. You know who you are, thank you. And that could basically prolong how long you are in the air, as a double jump does. It can be like pretty useful. They also have their knife attack, you know, you can swing that, whatever. Their projectile slash, they actually do have a projectile. It's whatever, and it's actually kind of hard to use. You would expect this to be like, oh, I'm gonna hit, it's gonna auto hit. No, but you have to target this thing, and it's whatever direction you're facing. So sometimes I feel like I just have to get like lucky. You actually have to get skillful with this, and you won't even be using it in like main server. The projectile slash can be good to use, but what I find the most interesting is the save slash load mechanic. So upon creating a save, like pretty much every survivor's location will be stored. You'll know every survivor's current location in that specific spot. Their save location will be visible for Chara. Using the ability again after you save will cause every survivor to go back to where they were saved at. It's like loading a save state, right? It goes back to where everyone was. You could get really nutty with this. I did not, because I'm not that good at this game, but you can get pretty nutty with what you do with this. They do put a lot of time into these like private server killers. I personally just thought that this was really cool. Like, I'm just surprised at the amount of effort that's going into the thought of a character that's very specific to private servers. And I'd like to bring this up. I'm sure that there are some people who are like, oh, why are they working on this but not shut up. All right, shut up. If you think that, you sitting there, you don't have to shut up, but if you think that, okay, shut up, because these guys, they work, and if you think about it, you're getting extra content that you could optionally go choose to play as. Like, it's still adding new things. You're thinking of it as, oh, I want V2. It's not fair. 0.02. It's not fair. You shouldn't be doing that, because these guys, let them have their fun. They do this pretty much for free. At least I'm pretty sure that they do. This is like a passion project for them, and, you know, let them have their fun. That's what game development all is, and that's what it is for you. So just enjoy what you get. Unless it's V1. All right, you play V1, okay? It's like a completely different world. That's the next killer I'm talking about. So the Executioner V1 from Ultrakill is insane. He's got an intro theme, a chase theme, and a last life chase theme. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention Chara also has a chase theme, and I'm pretty sure every dev killer gets one. Listen to this, guys. V1 is incredibly broken. I know somebody on the team was like, man, I love Ultrakill, because the way that this guy is like glazed up is insane. He has a parry that automatically parries any sort of stun or attack. It makes him immune to pretty much anything and everything, and it cannot get pushed back or stunned at all. Okay, now I haven't, like, I don't know what would happen if you put Neo Metal Sonic against this guy, because Neo Metal Sonic's insane, which we'll talk about him in a second. You get infinite number of lasers that you could shoot out that does an insane amount of damage. I will say it can be hard to aim sometimes, okay? It's not always really easy to aim, because, you know, you're running around, you're moving a lot. It's likely true to the aim. I don't know. I never played it. Ultrakill fans, you can let me know. So you basically just have to point your cursor and then shoot. Then you have his punch, which does a lot of damage. It has basically like not even a second of cooldown. It's like 0.1 second of cooldown, so you can just spam this. And combined with his dash ability that you could do infinitely, okay, it can make you fly, it can make you go really fast. You can travel the map in literally a second, okay? This guy's coming at you and you're not ready for him, because there's nothing you can do. And he has an indicator. It does have a considerable cooldown. It's like 24 seconds, so you won't know where everyone is, and that's kind of like his like one drawback. But you activate indicator, you don't even need it. You better just hide from this guy and hope that he doesn't find you, because combined with his punch and shoot ability, if you just spam those two with dash, you're just gonna go down, because his punch ability does somewhere around like 25 or something like that, and he just parries everything and can travel insanely fast. This guy is the guy you want to pull out when somebody's talking and they're like, oh, I'm so good at this game and you suck at this game, you are terrible as Executioner. If you're running the private server, be like, all right, I'm gonna make myself the killer. I make myself V1. Who's talking shit? All right, so that's when you pull this guy out. V1 is still very cool. His themes are very cool. It's kind of cool to see him in this game. I'm not gonna lie, but he is so fucking busted. It's insane. Okay, now I'll go ahead and I'll switch over to the survivors. What can the survivors do? Surprisingly well balanced, I would say, except for Neo Metal Sonic, which I'll start with. Neo Metal Sonic, when he was added to this game, I was pretty hyped. He looks great. He functions great, and fun fact, he's actually supposed to be put into the game in the future, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure the devs will correct me. Okay. He actually only has like 2 attacks. He's got like 700 health, probably has Metal Sonic's passives, on which I'm not exactly sure. He has a punch and destructive charge. Furious Punch is all you really need. You literally hit an Executioner, knock them back, and stun them for 2 seconds. It bypasses immunity and just adds additional stun time. You could just bully the executioner. It's the equivalent of hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby. You just smack them and the executioner just has to stand there and take it, and that's like, you do that for 7 minutes and you win. This guy is incredibly busted. He does have destructive charge. There's no need to use this, okay? Yeah, it's pretty good. It launches you forward. He's also insanely fast, has a lot of health. It is possible to kill Neo Metal Sonic. You have to be a broken killer in order to kill this guy. The only time I've seen Neo Metal Sonic die is against Granpa Jort, and I don't know how he does against V1. Like, I would bet that that would make things even. This guy is so busted, but he looks, like I said, very cool. He doesn't have a, like, last man standing theme, I don't think, but it's just really cool to see him in this. So that being said, the other two survivors are Baldi and Sans. Yeah, devs, just want to know the thought process behind that. Were we like, well, you know, might as well just throw him in there because I think it's funny. All right, I'm going to talk about Baldi because he was added recently. He actually does have a final theme. It's called the Final Notebook. He also gets his own map, by the way. I almost forgot to mention that. The Baldi map is on here along with a few other maps like the Squid Game map for some reason. Baldi is a survivor, which I thought was an interesting choice, but I'm guessing they needed more survivors. Baldi has a dodge meter, but unlike Sonic, he cannot gain the dodge meter back. And if you hit him, though, oddly enough, his passive ability will activate and he gets mad and he moves faster, just as he normally would in the game. He has rulers, which is the like same ability as Sans. He has each rulers instead of bones. It stuns them for 3 seconds if the killer is able to be stunned. Baldi utilizes the scariest thing that you could ever do to anyone. All right, especially since you know a couple of kids might be playing this game. You place books that will uphold and that will stop the executioner. If you fail them, you get a stun. You have to do 3 math questions in quick succession. Okay, otherwise you will be stunned. And the stun bypass is not effective. Say somebody stuns X. I was testing this out last night, and you could go in front of them and drop a book and make them solve math as they are brutally getting jumped, all right? Baldi is a little broken if you aren't quick at doing math. You're basically bringing the Baldi mechanic into this game, and it is so annoying to deal with, but I honestly love it. He also has his wow ability, and Baldi's dance. Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, he just says wow when he dances. I felt like this was a necessary addition to the game, so well done, devs. I really felt no matter what, I could just say wow, and I would get through what I'm going through. Him having the scariest toolkit in this game, that being math, makes him one of the more unique survivors in this game. Speaking of unique, let's talk about Sans. Sans doesn't have his evil Sans counterpart added to the game yet, though I am curious to see what that is. But right now, we just have normal Sans. Sans spawns in with a lot of dodge, but he cannot regain it. If Sans runs out of dodge, he will just die, similar to Undertale. He has Bone and Blaster. Bone is pretty useful. I feel like it's like kind of easy to dodge, but it'll circle around the executioner. If they're standing still, they'll get hit with it, right? Just like the rulers. And his blasters are pretty useful because it has a lot of stun. He's very annoying to play against because with these abilities, if you do it right, he's got the dodge, he's got the blasters, he's got the bone. It's really just like kind of interesting. I've really enjoyed my time messing around with this update, and I think that I'm excited for more stuff to come out. Playing in these private servers, especially since I host them, shameless plug. I host private servers for my chat to play with on both Twitch and YouTube. So it's kind of fun doing that with them and seeing what new stuff that they added. As for upcoming stuff, it is in the VO2 release that Silver and Blaze are going to be added, and Colossus and Tailsdoll are likely going to be added too. I don't know if Tailsdoll will be added at the same time, but I do know that Colossus is going to be added with that update. That being said, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover in this video. Let me know if you guys want to like get these little quick videos where I just yap and talk about like small things that I wouldn't normally do like I wouldn't normally script out, and I'm just kind of testing the waters a little bit because admittedly, this video takes me a lot less time for me to do because scripting takes up a very large amount of time as opposed to just recording and yapping and then uploading it. So if you guys want more small stuff like this, let me know. But that out of the way, thank you everyone so much for watching, and remember, stay freaky.